Well, good morning, guys. It's Pastor Andy. Today is March the 8th, and we're going to be looking together in Psalm chapter 37. Psalm chapter 37 isn't just one of my favorite psalms. It's one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, and it's a chapter that I have gone to over and over again. And when I've needed to make decisions, it's been a chapter that has helped me make those decisions. I read this at a time in my life when I was asking God for a specific answer of direction, where He wanted me to go, where He wanted me to serve, and He answered that question out of this psalm. This psalm was written when David was more mature in his life, down the road a little bit, and he starts the psalm off in chapter 37 in a really, just kind of jumps right into it. He says, "Don't worry about the wicked or envy those who do wrong." Verse 2, "For like grass, they soon fade away. Like spring flowers, they soon wither." Verse 3, "Trust in the Lord." And that's a key phrase for this whole psalm. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. We're to do what's right. And when we do, God will bless us. God will prosper us. Verse 4 is a verse that's helped me so many times. It says, "Take delight in the Lord, and He will give you your heart's desires." A lot of people take this verse and make it say something that it doesn't say. They'll take this verse and say that if you'll just trust in God, He'll give you everything you want. Well, that's not what the verse is teaching us. What this verse is teaching us is that when we delight ourselves in the Lord, He changes our desires to be what He wants. So when I'm delighting myself in the Lord, He's going to make me enjoy that. He's going to want me to spend more time with Him. So the more time I spend with Him, the more time I'm going to want to spend with Him. And He's going to guide me. He says in verse 5, "Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust Him, and He will help you." Verse 7, "Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for Him to act." We've got to let God act on our behalf and allow God to lead us in every situation of life. What this psalm is trying to teach us, and what this psalm is many times misrepresented as, let me start with that, is that if we'll just stay in church and we'll read our Bible, then God's going to bless us and God's going to give us a great life. And it's the name it and claim it mentality of Christianity. And that's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches me that when I draw close to the Lord, when I delight in my relationship with Him, when I'm walking with Him daily, He changes the desires of my heart to be what He wants and makes me want to Him more. So the more time I spend with Him, the more I want to spend with Him. The more I walk with Him, the more I trust Him, the more I'm going to want to walk with Him, and the more I'm going to want to trust Him. And that's why yesterday or day before, we read the verse that says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good." Yes, when we taste, when we see how good He is, we're going to create a desire, and we're going to want to keep coming back to that, and going to want to keep coming back to God. We're supposed to trust Him. Trust in the Lord and do good. When you read through this chapter, it's just amazing to see how much, the thing that keeps jumping out at me over and over is how much God cares about us. Even when we're attacked, He says in verse 15, "Their swords will stab their own hearts." God turns the weapons of our enemies back against themselves. Verse 23, "The Lord delights in the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives." 24, "Though they stumble, they will never fall, for the Lord holds them by His hand." Verse 25, "Once I was young, and now I am old, yet I have never seen the godly abandoned or his children begging for bread." Verse 34, "Put your hope in the Lord." Over and over and over in this chapter, we are told to trust and put our hope and depend on God, because He will take care of us. He's not going to let us go hungry. He's not going to He's not going to leave us. He's never going to forsake us. He'll always be there for us. We got to trust Him. And the more we trust Him, the more we're going to want to trust Him. The more we spend time with Him, the more we're going to want to spend time with Him. So I hope that you'll do that today. Today's Sunday. So I hope you'll be in church. Develop those appetites, and you'll hunger for it more and more, and you'll want to be closer to God. So, until tomorrow, God bless you and have a great day.